was lost, you cared for me. When I turned my back, you never left me. And even though I've done wrong, you've always loved me. When I was gone, you were still with me. When I was lost, you cared for me. When I turned my back, you never left me. And even though I've done wrong, you always loved me. I'm reminded every day of the past and how I hurt you. I wish that time was something I could undo. I don't deserve you, but now I see the only thing that really mattered was you and me. You made me whole. Why did I run? Why did I push away my one true love? If I could go back and change the past, I wouldn't take you for granted, I'd make things last. You're the only one, you're all I think about. I don't know why it took so long to figure it out. I searched so hard for what I had in you, but now I'm back where I started and I'm asking you for forgiveness for the things that I've done. Because I know when things got rough, I used to run. Thought I could handle life all on my own, but at rock bottom I was all alone except for you. You never left me, I only left you. When you accept me, you can change me. I know you can because you made me, and you have a plan, God forgive me. I know I've done wrong, but now I'm back again where I belong. I wanna tell the whole world I finally found what's true, and that I've changed my ways, and it's all because of you. When I was gone, you were still with me. When I was lost, you cared for me. When I turned my back, you never left me. And even though I've done wrong, you've always loved me. When I was gone, you were still with me. When I was lost, you cared for me. When I turned my back, you never left me. And even though I've done wrong, you've always loved me. I'm sorry, Lord, for all the things that I've done. I know I've acted like the prodigal son. It's like I wanted my inheritance now, and just like him, I was much too proud. I tried to serve two masters, and in the end, it wound up a disaster. I served myself instead of you, my own God. Thought I could make my own truth, my own laws. It seemed the more I tried to run and hide inside, I realized that I was living a lie. A backsliding Christian, living like a heathen, breathing in the types of things that invite demons. I was deceived by my sin and my pride, and my jealousy and envy and greed deep inside my soul. Had no direction or path, I was in search of something that I used to have. A foundation from a Christian home, an unconditional love that my family had shown me as a young child. I want that smile again, I want that joy and peace that I had within. And just like Psalm chapter 127, I wanted in sin, but now I'm back again. God is merciful, you're not alone. A shepherd seeks to bring his lost sheep home. When I was gone, you were still with me. When I was lost, you cared for me. When I turned my back, you never left me. And even though I've done wrong, you've always loved me. When I was gone, you were still with me. When I was lost, you cared for me. When I turned my back, you never left me. And even though I've done wrong, you always loved me.
DestinyLab.com. Get over there and get you some fine music, people. Fine music. Good for any occasion, actually. All right, we'll get back to them at the end of the show. Let me jump over here to my Skype thingy. Get Mr. Vaughn West added into the call. Mr. David F. Town Bala. Bingo bango.
Hello.
What's up, Vaughn?
Hey, what's happening?
Let me get over here and get Lance Mussa added into the call. Boom. All right. Everybody's ringy. See who else picks up. Yep, David's coming on. Lance is coming on. Nobody else is coming on. Just us three. So the bitter cold is setting in everywhere across the United States. Pennsylvania is asshole deep in snow. That's up to a tall Indian feller. So it's pretty deep. You know, some of this stuff is just unbelievable. 5 feet. They had to call the fire department to dig a lady out of her house for a medical emergency. They had to bring in a backhoe to get her out.
Dang.
Unbelievable cold. Unbelievable snow in certain locations. The cold is just taking over the whole northern tier of the U.S.
Yeah, we're banging 0 right now. Sorry, Dave.
Oh, no, it's just coughing.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Tell us
here, we picked up yesterday afternoon till late last night, early this morning. We picked up, I think, an additional 4 or 5 inches. So we got about maybe 8 inches. Well, that's about what I swept off the picnic table. But it was real light, fluffy snow. So
yeah,
but it's colder than shit.
Yeah, Dave can fill us in on the cold because he's getting bone-chilling shit up there.
Oh, it's dangerously cold. I can't remember cold. I've lived this, like I said, this is my 31st winter up here. And the only time I can remember maybe being this cold was in the early 90s. Other than that, I don't remember it ever being this cold, and especially this time of year. I mean, right now it's 19 below zero for the regular temperature, and you throw in 8 mile an hour or 6 mile an hour northwest breeze, and it feels like it's 35 below zero right now.
Jesus, it's only 6 mile an hour wind.
Just a 6 mile hour wind knocks it down from 19 below to
doubles.
What did I say? 35 below.
Yeah, almost doubles it. Wow.
There's parts of the state out west of me, north and west of me. They hit lows with the wind. So there were some places reporting up to almost 60 below zero this morning.
Oh yeah. I've seen when I was up in Alaska, I saw temperatures that were 100 below with the wind chill because the wind was blowing 60 miles an hour.
I just mean for the lower 48, that's freaking cold.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Down here, yep.
For the lower 48, that's cold, man. And that broke some records, and for wind chill records. And I've got a friend up there in mine out through that, and he said they're so cold that there were windshields cracking out on cars throughout the night.
That's crazy shit, dude.
Just shattering windshields.
And Lance, you're experiencing some out of the ordinary cold down there where you're at too, right on the water.
Yeah, they broke a record at I think it was Wallops Island actually, or somewhere right up around the eastern shore or something. They broke a record. Was it yesterday morning or the morning before? So it's cold enough to where I don't want to go out. I mean, it's in the 20s here, but that's cold as shit for here. So
Wallops Island, that's where they launch the missiles that give everybody a dose of whatever the fuck they put on them.
Yep,
sometimes it's ether, sometimes it's lithium, sometimes it's you never know. Whatever they want to dose the population with that day. Oh, howdy to everybody in the room. Howdy. All right, let's dive right into the stack of stuff that is David F. Town Baller. And we've got a lot of stuff to cover because I've got some stuff on my Twitter that I want to cover also. So carry on, David.
All right, I guess the big news that caught me off guard, revolution's broken out in Iran. And the CIA and the Mossad's backing it. That's an absolute fact. John McCain, Lindsey Graham, Donald Trump, they're all backing this.
The Iranian National Guard is actually killing civilians in the streets over this shit. It's getting pretty out of hand over there.
Syria.
In a quick way. This came up in like 24 hours.
By next week, they're already burning government buildings now.
Burning down all kinds of government buildings, setting all kinds of records on fire and stuff. This is going to be like the cleansing, right? By the time the people are done with the government offices, nobody will know what about what.
They're burning military equipment. They've caught it on fire. The police are retreating from this mass riots of people.
This is a prime example of we outnumber them. Mm-hmm. We, the people, outnumber the people that are trying to run us.
On Twitter, I made a tweet on there. I said, it's a shame when everybody else can have a revolution except the country that really needs it.
Right.
And I said,
pay attention, everybody.
And I got trolled on Twitter from a bunch of Trump supporters on that. What's wrong with our government? There's nothing wrong with our government.
They're asleep, dude. You know that, though. You know that, right? 95% of the people out there are completely and totally fucking asleep.
Yeah. So, and that's what I was trolling these people back. I'm like, keep on drinking that government Kool-Aid, man. It makes you stronger, doesn't it? Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You fucking Obama lover, you Hillary lover. And I said, fuck, this has nothing to do with left or right. This has to do with
right and wrong.
Things need to be changed.
Yeah, right and wrong.
I was going back and forth to these people. I'm like, I can't believe how stupid these people are.
Yeah, it's a sickness, man. I said it to you earlier, I think, in Skype. Statism is the worst religion. I might have said it to Dan. Statism is the worst religion ever.
tweet me back in a private message on Twitter threatening I should call the Secret Service on you and the FBI for trying to get a revolution going in this country. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, get your ass swatted, like we put that story out earlier.
They need to turn all this love for Trump and this government towards the Lord. I mean, all these people out here, 350 million assholes, reach and talk to the Lord, things would turn around. Quit paying attention to man.
Yeah, they've given up on God too, dude. You know, the majority of the people out there have given up on God too. You can see it in them. They don't have any soul in them. So that's why I don't do. You know, I don't try to wake people up anymore. I got a set number of people that watch my show every week and listen to the words that I have to say. They're all a bunch of my friends. So, you know, this is just like a little gathering. If you guys all get Skype, we could have a huge fucking call going. I'm done trying to wake people up. I'm just sitting back watching because it's going to happen one way or another, right? It's already in Scripture. What's going to happen? It's going to happen.
Well, it's already happening. You know, we're on our way to revolution in this country, whether people like it or not.
And World War III. But we'll get to that later.
You know, we're lethargic at it, but we're getting there. You know, we're very lethargic at trying to get things changed in this country, you know, and to have someone out there, from an American citizen, threatening me saying that I'm calling for a revolution, I'm calling for violence in this country. Fuck you. Yeah. And I didn't call for any violence, you know. I just simply made a statement.
Right.
You know, I just can't believe, and these
they
are all
just don't
Trump
see
supporters.
What you see. You know what I mean? And that's the way it goes.
And this has nothing to do with me with Trump or Hillary, because I'm more of a libertarian type person. And this has nothing to do with Trump or Obama, but these are all Trump supporters that were attacking me today when I said that.
We'll see how far they support him when it comes out that the pedophilia scandal, you know, snares him up too. So it's all coming. It's all coming. This I think that's what it's gonna take is to wake the people up. I was watching an interview on SGT Report on YouTube yesterday, and he said something, and the lady he was interviewing said something too. It was Liz the Twister from Twitter. It's going to take the media or the police releasing some videotape of these pedophiles molesting a child. You know, you can blur out their face or whatever, but it's going to take that to get these folks to wake up to what's going on, actually. And I don't know. I kind of agree with her. I don't want to see it happen, but I believe that they're that fucking asleep that they don't get it. You know what I mean? They don't. There's the left-right paradigm. I put something on Chad Prather's. I don't know if you guys ever seen the Political Cowboy on Facebook. I put something on his Facebook page today. I said, I hope in the coming year that you wake up to the left-right paradigm and the divisionism that it causes in this country, and stop backing these politicians. They're all corrupt. So that's my take on that shit.
Well, I agree. You know, like I said, I wasn't even trying to wake any people up on Twitter. I was just trying to make a statement, man. And it just pissed me off, man. I'm like, you fucking blind fucking zombies.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the conspirator, and they're all fucking normal.
Cool. I heard from Dan. He's okay. He stepped on his phone, cracked it. Had to go get a replacement. Lance, what do you see? You know, when you go out in public and look around, what do you see? Sorry, I didn't mean to catch you in an exhale.
You did. It's funny that story Dave just talked about, the Iran thing going on.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe. I mean, I just watched a solid hour of Fox News.
Dude, they're setting shit on fire all over the place down there.
I saw an hour of Fox News, and there wasn't one breaking thing about it
CNN
for an hour.
Yeah. CNN or Fox or mainstream media is even really talking about it.
Yeah, amazing.
It's for real, though.
I mean, you would think that'd be huge stuff right now.
No, they don't want to.
10 years ago, that's the kind of shit CNN would cover nonstop.
Yeah.
Not they will once this gets going. You know, the deal was, you know, I got a lot more on this once we get talking more.
They probably have to wait for their storyline to be handed to them before they can start talking about it.
Well, that's exactly it. And I can add to that, man. since this started the other day, they called for 3 days of protest, and this is the third day was today. They're going for a fourth day tomorrow. Over 60-something cities, counting the Kurds, with militias are hitting the streets. And these Kurdish militias are big in Iran, and they're a regular army, and they're hitting the streets with the Kurds. And so this is big for the Kurds to even hit the streets. You know, our politicians have all been coming out. Like I said, you had John McCain come out, and I'll read what these people said, and you can tell we're back in this. And John McCain come out and said, what did he say here? He says for too, you know, and this is John McCain, the one that's been singing bomb, bomb, bomb Iran for all these years, not giving a fuck about the people, is now saying this. Now he's a humanitarian. Now he's saying on his
because he's at the end of his fucking life. That's the only reason.
This is what he's saying on his deathbed here. He says, for too long, the Iranian people have been oppressed by their government, which cares more about sowing instability abroad than its own citizens.
Fuck.
The U.S. stands with the brave protesters who yearn for freedom, peace, and an end to corruption in Iran. And this is after he was talking about bombing the shit out of the place, you know, his whole life.
Thanks, John. You've turned the corner now. You can rest easy, knowing that Satan has loosened his grip on your puny little neck. You fucking jerk off. Will you die already? You and Henry Kissinger and about 150 other motherfuckers. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You know, now Trump came out today for the second time. He made a statement last night on. He made a statement today, and this is what he said on Twitter. It says, many reports of peaceful protests by Iranian citizens fed up with regime's corruption and its squandering of the nation's wealth to fund terrorism abroad. Iranian government should respect the people's rights, including right to express themselves. The world is watching. You had Lindsey Graham come out and make a statement today. I don't know what he said. I can't remember. Yet a bunch of other politicians, senators, congressmen, all throwing their backing behind this opposition. Now, what's funny is Israel's been pretty quiet about this. I don't think I've read one word from them yet. I think they're sitting back watching because I think they're afraid that Iran's going to give Hezbollah the green light over there in Syria and Lebanon and over there, and they're going to start. You know, what's happening in Iran is going to lead to Israel here. It's going to be included down the road. And like I said, I believe the Mossad is backing this uprising. I believe that we are. You know, the Iranian people have tried several times to get this going and it ended up dying out. But this is the most violent it's become. And, you know, this almost goes back to the 70s. When we pulled all that back then.
It's been going on our whole lifetimes, dude.
Yep.
And probably probably our parents' lifetimes too. You know what I mean? So.
Well, we've tried to get this going in Iran ever since the 70s, and we've tried and it's not worked. We tried, it's not worked, and now this time though it looks like it's going all the way. Soros and them and I don't know who must have pumped a lot of money over there. But like I said, even Trump's back in this. And Trump at the UN, when he spoke at the UN a couple months ago, he basically told Iran, you're a corrupt regime. He wants out of that nuclear agreement. So of course Trump is all up in this. This was the military industrial complexes and the elites. Trump card, quote unquote.
Trump card.
If we can't,
I
get
see what
Israel
you did there.
Go, huh?
I see what you did there. You're a sneaky dude.
If we can't start a real war right away with Israel and them, or the second thing we can do is get an uprising.
You got to know the Mossad's over there fueling all this fucking rage going on the streets. Yeah, fuck yeah.
And the CIA.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, I just wanted to throw that in.
And so this is their other way around it. Iran knows what's going on right now, and this is exactly what happened with Syria, where Assad seen it happening, and there was nothing he could do. If it wouldn't have been for Russia stepping in, Assad would be gone right now. And so the question is Russia going to step in for Iran too? They're even better buddies with Iran than they are with Syria. We're gonna bring Russia into there too once everything gets going. That's a good question. This is another mark on the chessboard.
Yeah.
Here we are trying to start a war with North Korea, and I've been saying this. When we go to war, it's just going to blow, whether it's with Iran first or North Korea. It's all going to go. And here you've seen us getting ready to go to war with North Korea, and I've got a lot on that, I can talk about in a little bit. And then you got this going with Iran. They've got two fuses going at the same time.
Right.
And either one of them blows, it brings in the whole world.
And that's what they want now.
Yeah. They're going for world war. They're not going for a localized war.
Yeah. Pulling all the stops out. Got to blame the crash of everything on something. So they're going to create the something.
Every time I come on your show and we talk about this, there's something else that's going on that started out of the blue. I didn't see this Iran stuff coming like this. I really didn't, man.
Well, the price of gas went to $2.75 a gallon here, so they got something going. Sorry, Dave.
Oh, yeah, oil was going up here for the past couple of days. I think it bottomed out yesterday. But there's a lot going on. Like I said, these protests in Iran, they're moving full steam ahead. Like I said, there's 60 cities calling for protests tomorrow. And like I said, the Kurds and their militias, and this is going to get crazy,
So, I don't know how many of you people are following Daniel Pratt on YouTube. I'm trying to get him on the show. I sent him a old laptop, and he's online making movies with it, and making his videos with it and stuff like that. It's working out really good for him, and I'm trying to get him on the show. We had him set up with a Skype account yesterday, and I was talking to him almost the whole day on Skype, just messaging back and forth. So he goes to load it up tonight, and it says that his account's been canceled because it may have been involved in a mass spamming. Imagine that. So I told him, go make another account, man. Add me up. We'll get you online. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on. That's just, yes. If you've been following him on YouTube at all for any length of time, you know how much he gets fucked with. And so I can only imagine why his account got canceled. Anywho, back to you, Dave.
Staying in the same part of the world, Israel today bombed the Gaza Strip, bombed some Hamas areas because of some rocket fire yesterday. So what Israel did was just basically retaliatory stuff. And, you're not hearing anything about that, and that's getting really heated up, too, over there since the Jerusalem announcement. That's one thing that people don't see is that, with Trump doing the Jerusalem announcement a couple weeks ago, then what's happening with Iran right now, there's a script being followed. Big time. That's just the way it was written. Let's announce that Jerusalem's the capital of Israel. Let's get the stabilization of Iran going a few weeks later. Kissinger is the master of writing these scripts. George Soros is the master of color revolutions.
Yeah.
They're all working together.
Nobody's heard from Soros in quite a while, though. He just kind of poofed off of the scene. His Twitter account went dark several weeks ago, and he hasn't been seen in public in a long time. So just thought I'd throw that out there. His money's probably still floating around, but nobody's seen his face in a while. Lori says thanks for all the good juju, and she loves y'all.
Yeah, we love you too, Lori. Was praying for you, dear. Keep the family strong.
I don't know if she's in the room. I'm sure she's listening to the show. I don't know if she's in the room, though. Okie dokie. So, yeah, I just wanted to add that in about the whole Soros thing. Keep going, Dave. Sorry. I don't mean to knock you off your track.
Oh, man.
All right. Hey,
here's
one other thing.
Yesterday, a big thing happened. A gunman broke into a Coptic Christian church during service and shot dead 10 people in it.
There was videotape of those guys running around outside shooting the place up, too. One of them ran up and took the rifle from another guy and ran down the street. Blam, 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 blam. Yep. So
ISIS is really moving into the Sinai now.
That's because the CIA gave them free pass out of Syria.
Oh yeah, did you read the story about us flying planes and stuff? It's fully reported.
Yeah. Well, there was guys on the streets watching the trucks go down the fucking road. You know, like, why aren't you guys bombing the shit out of this? Anyway, go ahead.
Well, it was announced that Syria and Assad and Russia, all of them have all thrown out, said, you know, America, you're flying these people out on helicopters, you're flying them out on planes to these different, to over to Libya, to over to Egypt. You know, it's crazy. We're just doing it and not even hiding it anymore.
Nope.
We're moving ISIS out into Libya. We're moving ISIS out into the Sinai, which is kind of, and they're firing on it. They're firing on Israel too. So I don't understand that. Why we would stick guys over in the Sinai if they're going to fire on Israel?
It is spread them out, making harder targets.
Yeah.
There's just a rabbit hole real quick from the room. Tinfoil Hatter wants to know, has anybody heard anything from Pete Santilli lately since the whole the Bundy gang got released?
Yeah, he's got this show running again.
Oh, does he really? How many followers has he got now? 4?
No, hell no. He's got a bunch. He renamed the show. And he's on that Q thing right now. He's been analyzing that. He probably got Roy Potter on there. That Roy Potter has been making rounds. He was on Monograph. Monograph thought that was the biggest thing in the world, talking to Roy Potter. Give me a freaking break. That lieutenant colonel was a dick. I talked to him 7-8 years ago.
I got to tell you, though, the Q, you know, I thought, I didn't know what to think of Q when it first came around. And I've been kind of watching. I haven't spoke anything about it at all. I've been watching what's going on here and there, and I haven't been over to Reddit and seen any of his posts, but in doing all the YouTube rounds and whatever, I've seen some of the stuff that he's printed up because people had it on their videos. The guy, I mean, he's constantly doing nothing but asking questions, you know. Everything that he puts on Reddit has a question mark behind it, and he's trying to make people think about what he's talking about, you know, and actually do some investigative journalism on their own or just go Google shit from time to time. And he's dropping a lot of fucking truth, man. And I agree with Dan that there is some big shit going on. We don't see everything that's going on, but behind the scenes, there is some big shit going on. And it's not just World War III related or what, you know, other things are going on Capitol Hill, in the administration, around the administration. And, you know, I think some bricks are getting knocked loose. So we'll have to see where all that goes. I did a video, told everybody to get their Dick Tracy decoder, magic decoder board. Yeah. It'll help on that coding. Are you kidding me? This is the biggest joke. What's that?
Let me tell you something. If this was top secret shit, you think you'd be hearing about it? And if they're going to do something, they'd have done it. You know, I have not seen one big shot's ass roll in handcuffs yet. I'm serious about this.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, play that. I gotta point back to something else too, and it was a comment that I was going to make on Monograph's video. I just never did. I don't know why I didn't, but I just didn't. Trump's tweet about the whole people getting caught in anything and being able to seize their property and their assets and whatever. At the bottom of that tweet, it said that it was a national emergency. So if they considered a national emergency, you might not see a perp walk. You just might all of a sudden see them in a military tribunal down in Gitmo. So I don't know. Well, it remains to be seen. You know, I saw all the posts about all the planes going down to Gitmo and yab 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 yab. But we'll I don't know. We'll see how it pans out.
Well, see, you can't use the military to arrest civilians. Okay, that becomes a whole different scenario. But if you move the Marines in and lock their asses up and cage them like animals and make them disappear, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's deemed a national emergency, you might not see a perp walk. You know, we might not ever see these people walking around in handcuffs, which would be nice, but you know, we'll see. Morning Grope is Santilli's new show. What the fuck? Oh, jeez, man. All right, go ahead, Dave. Back over to you.
All right, Secretary of State Tillerson just came out and made a statement on Iran, and he says he reiterates the United States' deep respect for the Iranian people. We call on all nations to stand with us in demanding the regime respect their basic human rights. See, everybody, that's why I think this is going to happen in Iran. You got too many politicians in America jumping on board with this real fast.
Oh, yeah, because they've been wanting that regime change for, like you said, our whole lifetime.
Yep.
This is part of not the Arab Spring, but this is going to be the Iranian Spring. We're going to go bomb some freedom into them. We'll probably back Israel. We'll probably back Israel in this, like we're back in Saudi Arabia in the whole Yemen thing.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Sorry, man. I just wanted to.
Well, yeah, because that the Ayatollah's sitting back just pissed off as all hell. He knows what's happening. He knows who's behind this.
Yeah. The whole Iranian guard shooting people in the street, that's just not good, man. That's not going to end well. That's not going to end well. All right.
Our government, the Mossad, the CIA, we know that if we get enough people on the streets that they're going to start shooting, that the Iranians are going to start shooting at them, that the Revolutionary Guard, then that's going to be it right there.
Right.
These people are outnumbering the military on the streets and the police. It's insane where these people just rose up. And you know what they say? What are they about? Well, I heard a statistic. Was it 70 to 80% of the population of Iran is under the age of 21 now? It's a very youthful nation. And they said that these youth no longer want the religious bullshit over there. They want Western values. They want to be able to wear makeup whenever they want, jeans, shirts, whatever they.
Isn't that what they were doing in Syria? Sorry.
The Western values is for some reason the Iranian youth have always liked that, and they've always tried it over there in Tehran and stuff, and
right.
They'd get in trouble for it and stuff, and that's not a fact. That's the truth. The Iranian youth for some reason
get their asses beat in the middle of the square. They get tied up and they come by there and switch them and shit and tear their backs. Oh yeah, I've seen that shit. Go ahead.
They hang people over there from cranes.
Yeah, just for wearing jeans out in public or listening to a certain kind of music or
homosexuality is not tolerated. I mean, you'll see the other day they hung 11 homosexuals, videotape and put it online.
Well, they behead people in Saudi Arabia all the fucking time. We don't ever say shit about that either.
No.
So.
Oh yeah, they've beheaded more people in Saudi Arabia than ISIS has.
Yeah, just in 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Saudi beheads people right and left over there.
Yep. That's their culture, though. Can't say anything about that, right?
And that's what Iran does. They hang people by these mechanical cranes, man, out in the public square, and you'll see these people just swinging like at the old West days or something.
Yep.
And so, these kids want to change. They want to be able to be, to get rid of some of this religious stuff over there. And there is a lot of corruption in Iran. There's a lot of corruption in every country. What business is it of ours if there's a corrupt government in Tehran? We got a corrupt government over here.
Hold that thought for 1 minute, Dave, before I lose this thought. Let's get back on Roy Potter. Roy Potter was right there at the Bundy Ranch. Have you ever heard him being indicted for any damn thing? Roy Potter, back years ago, was being chased around by Secret Service. He was talking about hiding out and everything. He never was intercepted. Yet now he's going to get out here and give you all this political update. I just have to throw that out there and get it out there to the people. Okay, I'm done. Thank you, Dave.
Oh, no problem.
Either of you two, Lance, David, got any opinion on Potter?
I don't heard of him.
So. Yeah, I haven't. I've never.
None whatsoever. Don't follow him at all.
I mean, I followed the Bundy Ranch thing for a while, and I followed the birdcage thing for a while, and I knew that they were both honey traps. And once I figured out they were both honey traps, I quit paying attention to it. I told everybody that was listening to me or paying attention to me, don't go out there. But other than that, I didn't pay any attention to it.
Well, Roy Potter was right there in the mix. I've got him on some videos, but the thing of it is,
this guy's a for real Colonel Potter, like not a MASH title, and I mean he's for real a Colonel Potter.
Yeah. Yeah. He's truly a lieutenant colonel. Yeah. He does. He's got paperwork that proves that. I could draw that up for you. But
No,
the thing I'm trying to get at is it's awful funny how he was involved in that incident, and then he didn't show his face again for a while. Got real quiet, and then all of a sudden he's come back like gangbusters because he tied up with Alex Jones and the rest of these clowns. There's something more to him, and I can't pinpoint it down, but there's just something that doesn't sit right with me with him. Okay, because he's got too many things in his world. Okay, the indictments and everything else against him that pulled him out of his police force and everything else. But the thing of it is his background. He should not be publicly speaking like he does, and trying to pass secrets and stuff. Because if he does have that, people looking for him, why would he be doing this? Why hasn't he been brought forward with something? It's like, has something happened? It was awful easy. Peace back on his show. Everything's peachy creamy. I thought he was not going to get to go do his live shows anymore. Now he's doing his thing. What's going on out there, guys? Who's who and who's on what base? You know what I'm trying to say? That's all
Santilli,
I got to say. It makes right.
From the time I first started seeing Pete Santilli, you could tell he was a paid informant. He was doing exactly what he was paid to do. Uh-oh, Lance dropped off the call. Fucker. Must have to go poop or something. Anyway. I never trusted Santilli. I don't know. I might have to go check into this Colonel Potter. Being an old guy from the MASH days, that just made me laugh the first time I heard it when Monograph brought it up. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know about him. I'll have to go check him out. I usually get a pretty good feel at first blush of what people really are. So I don't know. I might have to go check him out. I know he's got a YouTube channel. He's put a bunch of shit up, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, L4 said it too. I don't like Pete. I don't like Santilli. That guy was just he's just dirty. Listening to him makes me want to go take a shower. I just feel dirty after I listen to him. He's dirty. Anyway, that's just my personal opinion. I could be completely wrong.
Well, I'll have a private chat with you about Roy Potter. I won't make it public because I've done this years ago. I exposed him years ago, and I'm not going to do it again because it's no sense in passion over it again in the public.
Right. Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Just out of pure friendship and love for you, man. I posted a story earlier today on Facebook about a cat that had one of those vapes blow up while he was hitting it. And it knocked 7 of his teeth out and gave him second-degree burns up the side of his face and almost burned his room down. And, so.
Oh, yeah, I had that one blow up on me a while back this summer in my finger. Almost caught my house on fire.
Be super fucking uber careful with that shit, dude. I'm serious.
I've got a new one now that's this case I bought. You wrap around it, and it'll hold in any kind of explosion if it happens.
Mm.
You got a grenade now with a grenade cover, Dave? I love it. That's funny as hell.
Welcome back, Lance.
Hello.
Wow, you sound like you're garbled and yeah. You got a bad connection going on there, man?
I had a mouthful of smoke for one.
Oh.
But yeah, the internet must have dropped. I don't know. Oh. It's so damn cold. Does this only happen around here when it gets really cold that the street lights seem like they get out of sync and they take longer and the sensor pads don't work as well and bullshit like that? Does that only happen around here?
Yeah, when the ballasts get really cold in the street lights, yeah, they don't like to come on.
You know what they say? You take your laptop, take it out down by the water, stick your foot in the water, and you'll get a better Wi-Fi signal.
All right. Carry on, David.
What else here? Putin came out today and he vows that Russia will keep permanent presence in Syria. He's going to have at least 2 bases there permanently, air base, and then his warm water base over there in the Mediterranean.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to have two bases there now. He says he'll constantly have people in and out of Syria, so that Russia's always there now.
He's got a foot in the Middle East. He's not going to take it out. Yep.
Hell no. No.
I'm surprised China didn't build an addendum to all of his shit over there while he was in here. Anyway, go ahead.
So you got all that going on. What else? Like I said, you got the stuff going on with Iran. There'll be more of that breaking here in a few hours once the sun comes up. Talk about North Korea, I guess. Our intelligence is coming out and saying that they expect Little Kim to launch another ICBM, right after the beginning of the new year. They already see him moving launchers around and stuff.
Celebrating, ring in the new year.
Too, they've got a big holiday coming up, too.
Mm-hmm.
They said that he's most likely going to shoot another ICBM off. And, he's already said he's going to shoot 2 satellites up coming up this year. So you got that. The big news came out the other day. Intelligence reports, and I can't verify any of our intelligence reports, but this is what they're saying. And they put out satellite images of it, and clear ones too, of Russian ships transferring oil at sea to North Korean vessels and sending them back to North Korea, breaking the UN sanctions. South Korea is holding a Hong Kong flag cargo ship.
All their crew
that was apparently full of Chinese oil, and that China gave oil to North Korea too, breaking the UN sanctions.
It's amazing. They got that satellite shot of the name of the vessel.
Yep.
From the Chinese vessels, but they couldn't get anything close or nothing like that with the Russians going over the border in Ukraine or anything. Come on, man.
And so, you get Trump jump on that right away. Says that obviously China and Russia's not serious about handling the situation with North Korea, and so Trump's going to have. They could have made the problem go away, but now Trump's going to have to solve it himself. Whether he does anything, who knows or not, but I think eventually it will come to that. I think he's got the walking orders to do it already from the powers that be.
The same clowns that claim to have satellite footage of vessels transferring oil, blah, 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 are the same clowns that couldn't even keep control of their own traffic cameras in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
So, You just hash that out on your own, folks. Okay, go ahead. Sorry. I just wanted to throw that in there.
So they're trying to get this war going with North Korea and Russia and China. I mean, we're coming out and blatantly accusing Russia and China of breaking UN sanctions.
Yeah, a day after the fucking China thing comes out, now all of a sudden Russia's giving them gas too.
The very next day.
Yeah. Jeez.
And so we're
sneaky bastards.
We're trying to get a world war going. You just can't deny it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. And we stuck the stick in Iran today. We've been poking North Korea forever. and now that they're to the crescendo of it all, where they're ready to pull the trigger.
Yep.
And America's not going to fare well in this. And I've got 2 kids, and I want this country to be safe, but it's not going to go that way. I'm sorry to say. And I look at my kids, and I feel sadness to see what we're fixing to go into.
Just teach them how to shoot and teach them how to take care of themselves. Tell them to expand on their skill sets really quickly. That's about the best you can hope for right now.
It's sad to see. I mean, this is why I've been doing this news stuff for all these years. Is to see ahead of my kids' future.
Yeah.
And people always wonder why I follow this news so much, and it ain't that I get off on bad news. I do this so I can see ahead. I've got a son that's going to graduate.
Stay aware.
Graduate this upcoming year, May of next year. and I've got another one that'll be in 10th grade. And so, he wants to go to college and have a great life, and my other one wants to grow up and do things with sports. And it makes me just sad to see that there's a chance that they're going to be living in a post-apocalyptic fucking world.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be spending their 20s and their 30s and their 40s, and maybe it's good. Maybe hopefully they'll survive and they can help rebuild this place. That's the only way this place is going to get any better. Is to start
That's what
over.
I mean. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Teach them how to shoot, protect themselves, and teach them to, tell them to expand on their skill sets as quickly as they can. Learn how to work on cars and learn how to start a fire on your own. And
well, I don't think there's going to be much of a power grid left in this nation.
No,
man.
there's going to be a lot of people exiting stage left, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of people killing themselves.
That's what I mean. They're going to have to be able to do things on their own in the future, because there's not going to be a Piggly Wiggly down the street that you can run to and get your groceries from, and you know what I mean. So, not for a while though. Anyway. I mean, it might all come back.
Grow your own stuff,
right? It might all come back eventually, but for a while, you're going to be on your own. So,
History Channel many years ago, probably 5-6 years ago, put out a good documentary on the grid going down. It was like one of those story documentaries. It had a story to it while it was a documentary at the same time about an EMP. And people, that's conspiracy. That'll never happen. And I've watched it, and I said, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the PTB put out hints on shows like PBS and the History Channel and stuff like that. They throw out hints right in people's faces. You're watching the show thinking it's all make-believe and it's so far-fetched it could never happen, when in fact, they're telling you it's going to happen.
Yeah, movies,
Hollywood, people can say what they want about Hollywood and about actors and scumbags, but they put out truth.
The Simpsons have been predicting the future for a long time now, man, over a decade. So, yeah, 2 decades almost. So, they know, the elites know what's getting ready to come. They've got a playbook, and they're following it verbatim.
Well, exactly. Most people just don't want to hear that, they just don't want to believe that, and
they're asleep. We were talking about that right at the beginning of the show. They're fucking asleep. They got no clue what's going on all around them. You still, to this day, you still have people looking up in the sky and seeing the chemtrails and not even acknowledging them. You know what I mean? So there you go.
No, I joke with my 17-year-old about chemtrails. I take him to school and stuff. We'll see someone. I say, look, chemtrails. And he'll kind of laugh at me, and he'll and he just doesn't believe it, And I've told him for many years what they were, and he just still don't want to believe it, Why would they be poisoning us? That makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is.
Nothing they do makes sense.
No.
Because it's all for their own benefit. It's all based on greed and control.
Well, they want to poison us to give us cancer, to give us all these diseases. It makes money. People die. It keeps hospitals going, insurance companies going.
Just the fluoride in the water keeps you stupid. Keeps you from asking questions or critical thinking, or you know what I mean. It's all on purpose. They're doing it on purpose.
That's why they have all these reality shows.
We are the new slave class. You just don't call us. They don't call us slaves anymore. They call us citizens
and stuff. Keep people wanting to be, watching that kind of stuff.
Yep. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. That's why they're jumping into cryptos and shit now. Everybody wants to be a millionaire.
It's like this in this one bar. This one big bar up here in Fargo, and I heard it on the radio tonight when I was warming my car up for their New Year's Eve party.
That's illegal.
They're having a onesie contest. What guy can wear the best onesie? I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Those onesies are those fucking.
They got them. Yeah, they got them made out of overalls, and they got them. Yeah, all kinds of different shit. Yeah. Seen them.
That's to me. That's
like the skinny jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bunch of feminist bullshit, man.
That's exactly what it is. It's the feminization of the man. You can't find it. You'd be hard pressed to go into a high school and find one of the motherfucking guys that goes to the high school that can change their own tire on their car.
That was one of the first things my old man taught me.
Yeah. Open the hood and say, "Tell me where the transmission dipstick is."
I've taught most of my boys how to change a tire and check the oil and all the basic stuff, you know.
Well, I'm sorry, there's a new one out there, Dave. You guys were talking about how they want to take out the population. Apparently, there's a claim that these new towers they got up with a big heavy core, the lines that go up to them, that's powered way more than that little bit of cell, that they have the ability to fire them up and microwave everybody. Now, what truth is that? I don't know, but that's a hell of a scenario, especially when they go 5G.
Yeah.
It's going to be all around us, too.
So do you wear onesies, Vaughn?
Hell no! I just went in and got my house coat that's a longsy, longsy and warmy. No, too cold.
I'm sure Lance does.
He's probably got a CNN onesie.
My kid's got two of them though. One of them, the fireman, and one of them, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Your boy does?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Because it's that fabric that, you know, it clings to your body.
Right.
And it's you know, that's what autistic kids like is, you know, feeling tightness around their body.
Right. Like a big hug.
Oh, could you ever wear one though, Lance?
Yep. Fuck no. Fuck no.
Oh shit.
Pictures of Hillary on it.
Yeah, it's CNN logo up on the
Yeah, exactly.
Don Lemon.
How could they wear that shit? Looks like it cut the circulation off to your balls.
They don't have any.
I've wore long johns before.
I got long johns. I actually got a what do they call the red one piece long johns? It's got the little butt flap and stuff in the back, and I can't remember what they're called now. Like farmer somethings or other. But yeah, them sons bitches are warm in the wintertime. You'll probably see me wearing one before the winter's over with on the show, because I'm running out of t-shirts again. I'm trying to recycle through them, but they're all kind of, I've had them for a while. Y'all seen them?
I usually put long johns on in October. Don't take them off until June.
No, can't do that down here, man. We still get, there's days that break into the 60s and shit, even in the middle of winter. So you can't do that down here. You got to kind of dress day by day. All right, made it through 1 hour. Now we got another hour to go. David, what do you got? Lance dropped again.
Well, we can talk about this here. Talk about these New Year's Eve events happening in your bigger cities and all the cops they're calling in.
Las Vegas is scared to death, man. They just had a couple of security guards get whacked at a hotel down there a couple days ago.
Yeah, I saw that, man. They're bringing in 300 National Guard troops and 1,500, and will join more than 1,500 police officers on the Vegas Strip tomorrow.
That's gonna be a lot of
night.
firepower out there on the streets, man. A lot of itchy triggers. Be careful. Don't backtalk a cop out there in Vegas. You're liable to get shot.
Yeah, they're on edge.
Go ahead, keep going. Sorry.
New York City, they're going to have the guard there. They've always brought the guard in for the past couple of years. I think ever since 9/11, but they're going to have more guard brought in on standby than what they usually got ever since that one guy tried to blow himself up a couple weeks ago. And they're bringing in more police, more going to be in Vegas and New York City and Los Angeles. They're going to have snipers and more snipers than ever, they said, and all your skyscrapers and looking down on routes and everything, overlooking the New Year's Eve celebration. So they said there's going to be a lot of snipers in a lot of your taller towers in New York City, L.A., Chicago, you name it.
Yeah.
I don't see how people can go to them things. One, in New York City tomorrow, it's supposed to be like 11 or something below zero with the wind. And you couldn't catch me standing out in that.
Nope.
But they're all militarized zones, all of them.
Yeah. They've got guys out there once again, welding all the fucking manholes shut and removing all the garbage cans and setting up barricades, and you'll see them out there. I mean, there's people that are going to be sleeping on the streets the night before, like, late tonight, they're going to start showing up so they can get their spot. They'll probably be froze to death by the time the shit kicks off. They'll be just a block of ice in the way. That's just fucking ridiculous, man. But they're all sheep, dude. That's what they're indoctrinated to do, right? It's New Year's Eve, man. Let's go to New York Times Square and watch the ball drop.
Stand there in the frickin' 11 below zero wind.
Yep.
Yeah, but if you're 19 and got two 18-year-old blondes, one on either side of you, I think you'll stay warm. If not, you ain't got yourself right.
Yeah, well, there is that, I guess.
They said this is going to be the coldest New Year's Eve in New York City since like the 60s.
Mercy.
And they said it might even be colder than that. It might break a record.
What if they get a buttload of snow? Are they supposed to get any snow? Is there any snow on the ground there already yet? No? I mean, because
I don't know.
The lake effect's just slamming the shit out of New York and Pennsylvania, and so, I don't know. Cold.
Well, I doubt if we'll see Trump there with his girls, his daughter and his wife, the two blondes, one on either side. He'd probably be down in Florida.
Yeah, he's at his golf course.
Dawn said in the room, do they know it's going to be broadcast on TV? Good God. Hey, they want to show up down there and be on TV, right? They want to dance around with Anderson Cooper and, it's just a big grab-ass party down there.
And every New Year's Eve, there's always that chance of some kind of real terror attack going down over a false flag. There's always that chance. I watch them just to see if something happens.
Yep.
Because I think one New Year's Eve, it is going to happen. I think one New Year's Eve, something's going to happen in Times Square, man. Whether it's real or fake, who knows? But I still believe something's going to happen there.
It's like watching racing. I don't watch racing to watch the guys, go around in a circle. Turns. I watch the wrecks,
I hope he's keeping the Lance out there with his power. He said the street lights and shit were acting funny. I hope to think he ain't going to lose his power tonight.
Yeah, me too. I'll hit him up on the text here in just a minute and see if he's all right. Okie dokie, second hour. Got any breaking news?
They estimate that 2 million people is going to be in Times Square tomorrow night.
2 million. They're going to have the whole NYPD out there too, so that's about another 2 million.
Then the National Guard on top of them. They said that now New York officials announced that they would use a 2-step screening, snipers, street closures, and specially trained dogs to secure Times Square.
Man, I feel sorry for the snipers. They're going to be up on them rooftops in them cold temperatures and shit, looking around, eyes getting froze to their fucking optic.
I feel sorry for the dogs that have to walk around.
Yeah. They got little pads for their feet and shit, though, weather like this. Probably got little doggy crampons so they don't lose traction.
Oh, they said in South America, Rio de Janeiro police plan a security force of 12,000, nearly 20% more officers than last year.
The Rio cops are the guys that are all dressed out in the black pads and shit with the face masks and yeah, don't fuck with those boys.
Says military police say they are suspending vacations in Rio for security personnel to ensure there are enough police officers on duty. London. It said in London, a record number of armed officers and K9 units will patrol celebrations in the city's underground subway system. It says, although Metropolitan Police say they've received no specific threat, it says steel and concrete barricades will ring main events that will be attended by an estimated 500,000 people, police said.
Herd them like cattle.
In Germany, what's that?
Herd them like cattle.
Yep. Then in Germany, all major cities, including Berlin, Munich, Hamburg, and Cologne, announced there would be enhanced police presence at all celebrations. They declined to reveal details of it. In Africa, after at least 9 people were killed Friday outside a church in suburban Cairo by a gunman on a motorcycle, Egyptian authorities have beefed up security for New Year's Eve and Orthodox Christmas. It says in Istanbul, says the city plans to more than double the number of police officers on the streets to prevent a repeat of last year when a man armed with an assault rifle killed 39 Turks and foreigners at a nightclub. I forgot about that. So the police have canceled some public celebrations in key districts of Turkey's largest city. In India, they're going to have more than 30,000 security personnel will guard the popular gathering sites across Mumbai. They're going to be using drones, security cameras, canine units. They're going to have a 500-member all-female police squad because women were molested last year, so this all-women police squad is going to be walking around.
Yeah, with billy clubs and weapons. That guy groped me.
Australia said that they're going to be guarding against any kind of terror attack on New Year's Eve. They said police officers will be out in force on the ground, in the air, and on the sea as part of the largest security operation in the country. So they expect more than 1 million people to gather in the center of Sydney, and at least half that number in Melbourne to watch fireworks they shoot off every year. And so, that's kind of a wrap-up of all the different places, what they're doing for New Year's Eve, for their security.
What are you doing for New Year's Eve?
Me?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. I haven't done nothing since I can remember, man. I haven't been to a bar on New Year's Eve since like 2000.
You going to stay up and watch the ball drop and shit, or are you going to be in bed by 9?
Yeah, I don't drink, and so I don't drink during the year. I have one drink every New Year's Eve, and I'll have one Jack and Coke. I had one last year, and I'll have one this year. I give myself I get one drink a year.
My dad on New Year's Eve used to break out a bottle of creme de menthe, and he'd let everybody have a little taste of creme de menthe. That was his New Year's celebration, and that's the day that the Jack Daniels got opened up. So, yeah.
Hey, this thing on K9, they passed an city ordinance here, no dogs left outside. If you got your dog outside and they see it, you will be fined.
Good. There's another bill that's going to start registering animal abusers like sex offenders. So that's good also. I imagine there's quite a few pets that are freezing to death up in the Northeast right now, across the northern tier of the U.S. So that breaks my heart. Makes me angry that people treat animals like that, especially when they call the animal their pet. My dogs are my kids because I never had no kids.
No, they're my kids right now because my kids are grown, so these are my youngins.
Yeah.
Like I say, I got 4 cats, 3 black, 1 black and white, Teddy. And, hey, I treat them better than I treat myself, and I will admit to that.
Yeah. Makes me angry to see stories like Dawn just talked about in the room about a dog freezing on someone's porch, frozen to the porch. It's just not right, man. It's not right. There's people out there that will literally risk their lives to save animals. And then you got people that treat them like garbage.
Yeah, I've seen some videos today of cops and regular people breaking through ice to save a horse and save a dog.
Even deer, deer. Not even anybody's pet. So
I love animals, man.
Me too. Animals are better than humans.
Yeah.
My dogs taught me from an early age what unconditional love was. It didn't matter what kind of day you had or how shitty things were at work or wherever the fuck you were at, or you come home and that dog loves you and wanted to see you, was waiting for you to get home. Probably because they don't know how to operate a can opener and thought they were going to starve to death, but still, it's unconditional love.
It's the real love. That's what Jesus intends for us, but most people can't get their head out of their ass.
Right. That's what unconditional. Everybody should strive for that. Strive to be like your dog. Keep shit simple, because that's the easiest way to get through life, man. You start trying to complicate your life with all kinds of different shit. Fuck. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. All right. Moving on.
This story came out today.
Twitter.
A little national news. It says Pence's vacation neighbors post "Make America Gay Again" sign. It says neighboring residents of the Colorado home where Vice President Pence and his family are staying for the holidays posted a rainbow "Make America Gay Again" banner just outside the vacation home. And like I said, he hates gays, so these gay groups got together and put a big banner outside his driveway that says "Make America Gay."
Well, they bought the house next door, didn't they? Didn't they buy the house next door to his or something?
I don't know.
I think they did. I think that's something that, yeah. I don't know. I saw a post about that or something on Twitter or something. I can't remember. The
big rainbow flag tied to his front gate of his house. It says "Make America Gay Again" on it. I'm not that I don't agree with doing something like that. I don't know, but I don't hate gays. They whatever, as long as they leave me alone, I don't have a problem. They can do whatever they want myself.
They gotta, that's their choice. That when they go to see the man, they gotta explain their choices that they made.
Yeah, they're the ones that've got to answer, not me.
Right.
That's exactly how I see it, dude. I believe everybody has the right to be what they want, do what they want, as long as it ain't hurting me or anybody else. Then go ahead and do whatever you got to do, man. Who am I to say what's right or wrong?
No, that's just
that might sound like a liberal, and I'm not a liberal, man. I think liberalism's ruined this country, but I'm not a conservative either. That's why I'm more, I'm not really a libertarian, even though I fall into that category. There's some things that libertarians I don't agree with, and I'm just an American citizen, man. I'm a God-fearing guy, and I believe the Bible, and whatever. I don't have to answer for someone else's sins, man.
No, but see, the gays always have been gays for decades, okay, from beginning of time, probably. But the thing is now, relatively, they're pushing it in our face, and they're trying to shove us all down that tunnel. And, that's where I step the line, say, no, thank you. You keep that shit over there, and don't tell me about your shit, because I don't want to hear about your shit.
I agree with that. That's the problem with this gay movement I have, is them pushing it out there that they need their own flag and their own rights and their own food. And I'm like, I didn't have a problem with y'all in the beginning, but if you're going to be doing stuff like that, then you're creating a problem. Rainbow fucking crosswalks and all that other shit. Now, I don't agree with any of that.
No. Don't spend the taxpayer money on a dime of that shit.
Pretty soon they'll want their own water fountain and bathroom. Well, they already want their own bathroom, but they'll want their own water fountain too.
They got their own bathrooms, yeah. And it's like 0.1% of the population is gay, but that's all you fucking hear about. You know what I mean? It's not a very large group of people, but yeah, whatever. They lobby Congress. They do whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Here's the thing. They've walked through life with us for years and years and years, and we never knew it. Okay, we didn't know it. We didn't care. We just figured another good old Joe, another good old gal. But now they shove it in your face. All right, that's what I'm getting. That's what Dave's getting at, and everybody else is complaining. We don't care what you do. Like Jim said, you're going to answer to the real man, okay, to the real God. And we're not here to judge you, but quit putting yourself in a position that we have to judge you or get pissed off at you. That's all we're saying. Just be quiet about it. You don't see us running around. We need a white day. We need white power. No, we don't. We just try to survive in this crazy world.
They're trying to eliminate the Christian frame of mind from everything, and they're calling it a cleansing.
Yep.
So just make your own determination from that statement right there. Let's move on to something else, because this fucking really gets me riled up, man. I don't really want to talk. Okay. This is a complete different track altogether. We're going back over to Iran for just a minute. On March 21st of 2018, Iran is going to stop using the dollar, period. They will no longer be able to enter their country, and they will not transact anything that they do using the U.S. dollar. Not a lot of people know this, but last month they passed a House Joint Resolution 10, which authorizes the use of force against Iran. So if you don't think that there's a war coming, you better do some more investigating.
Well, see, this is how they topple these regimes. It's because they won't stay in line.
Yeah.
And who is the bad guy?
Stay in line with who?
I do not comply with this bullshit.
Stay in line, stay in line with who? If there was some foreign force that was trying to tell us in the U.S. how to run our fucking country, what do you think we'd do? Eat a dick, Charlie.
That's right. I mean, this is crazy, guys. You guys are supporting these son of a bitches? Really? You want to go over there and kill a bunch of people in Iran, and they're having a revolution right now, as Davis expressed and Jim, but you want to kill these people? Why? These people, you know what they see? They see the heart of America and would like to be like the heart of America. The heart of America is not the frickin' government. Yeah. They are nothing but evil murderers, okay? Separate yourself from this shit. Please don't stand up for these assholes no longer.
Yeah, it says this is just part of the article I'm reading here. It says, even with all the angst and outrage, if Iran goes ahead with its plan to replace the dollar in its monetary system, the country's theocratic leaders run the risk of falling victim to U.S. vengeance. In fact, the United States is already preparing for a potential conflict with Iran. The U.S. introduced House Joint Resolution 10, the authorization of use of force against the Iran resolution. This resolution was quietly introduced last month with absolutely no media attention, in spite of the fact that it authorizes the president to use the U.S. armed forces as necessary in order to prevent Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons. There's the nuclear weapon thing again. So we're seeing all this crap break out on the streets right now. Government buildings being taken over by the citizens of the country. What do you think is going to happen if they all of a sudden break through the fences of a military installation? You can the writing's right on the wall, right there.
Well, so what they're saying, I'm sorry, Dave, what they're saying is they know the American dollar is going to collapse because if Iran pulls this, we've got Russia and China already in the mix of this, and who else we don't know at this moment because it hasn't been revealed totally. The American dollar is done. It's done, and done. It's not going to have any buying power, so that means what you got in your pocket, unless it's backed by some other currency, we are flat ass broke, friends.
Yeah. If you don't think this is what they're going to do, just look at what happened in Libya. Look at what happened in Sudan. Look at all these countries, all these other countries that have tried to exit the dollar, unless they were a huge country like Russia and China. Well, China's not really exiting the dollar. They just don't take any more of our debt, and they're trying to dump all the debt that they have already by buying shit around the world with it. But anyway, go ahead, David. You were going to say something a minute ago.
I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, they know the dollar stuff. I think our government's looking at it this way: is if this regime that's in there now stays in, they're going to dump the dollar. It's going to be done. But if we can get this regime out and hopefully get a new one in without a full-scale war breaking out that'll accept the dollar, that we can put in as puppets,
right,
and they keep the dollar, we can try to keep it going that way. We're rolling the dice here whether this is going to start a large-scale war or not.
Right.
We're hoping we can overthrow this government, throw another one in, and everything will be fine, and they'll keep the dollar. But, that's rolling the dice, man, because I don't think it's going to be that easy to get this one out and get another one in without some war breaking off. Or maybe they know that, fuck it, if we keep this regime in, they're going to dump the dollar. There's nothing we can do. We might as well just blow them to smithereens before they do it.
Yeah.
That could be a possibility too. Maybe
our military is fucking stretched thin, brother, and they're all tired as fuck. You really think they're ready to go into a full scale? You know, if anything happens in Iran, Russia is going to be right there.
Oh yeah, of course they will.
Yeah, there's no way that our military can handle going into World War III, dude. They're fucking wore out. They're wore out.
You know, it seems that Trump is on the opposite end of that. He doesn't think so, you know, and he's the one.
His ego. That's his ego. See, and all the military guys that he's got around him. I'm sorry to keep stepping on you, man, but I just got to get this out. You know, as soon as it hits my lips, it's got to come out. That's why I do the radio. He's got all these fucking generals around him in his administration. What do you think they're going to be saying to him every fucking day? Send the military, send the military, send the military, send the military. So yeah, he's been pumped up to think our guys are ready to go. So go ahead.
Well, he's been hell-bent on taking care of Iran and North Korea. Even back in the 80s, you can watch old videos of him talking about that.
Oprah and all the fucking interviews that he was on.
Yeah, he was talking about this back then, taking care especially North Korea, not as much Iran, but North Korea, and he'd mention Iran too. And when Obama signed that deal with him, that really teed him off. And
he's been saying that. He's been saying that since he got into office too. There was no Iranian deal. We got fucked on that deal.
He doesn't want to keep that deal, but he can't pull out because it's a 6-party deal, and that's where he
kept saying on the campaign trail. We're just gonna have to sit down and renegotiate with bombs now, evidently. So it's going to be renegotiated through military conflict.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And the deal is he can't just pull out and the Iranian deal's done because he's still got 5 other countries that are signed on to it.
Right.
And that's what Europe has told him and Russia's told him and Iran. So you go ahead, pull out, dude. It don't mean shit, you know, because it's a 6-party deal that was never signed by anybody. And so he can't renegotiate the deal without the other 5 parties' permission too.
Right.
And they're saying, screw you, we're not renegotiating it. Iran is following this deal to a T. We're not going to pull this from them. And Iran probably is following this to a T. Just Trump's not happy with it.
Yeah, no. The administration's not happy with it. The bankers aren't happy with it. What else? I mean,
somebody's not making money off of it that was supposed to.
Right.
Someone was promised in America, some big American corporation, Boeing or somebody, you're going to make all this money off of it if we agree to this deal. So we agreed to it. That company said agreed to it, and now they're getting fucked.
You also you can't leave Israel out of this either, man. You know,
them either.
They if you look at the greater Israeli map, there's a huge chunk of Iran that's supposed to go to Israel. So that's got a big deal to do with it too. Don't forget to leave them out.
Well, Israel never wanted Obama to sign on to it. They tried their hardest to keep Obama from agreeing to this.
Yeah.
And Obama wouldn't listen. And now, you know, you've got a president in that will listen to Israel, and Netanyahu's been blowing in, and Kissinger and all of them blowing in Trump's ear. Hey, dude, you know, let's get this changed.
Yeah, because I'm getting ready to go to jail.
Yeah,
hurry up.
The people, Tel Aviv had hundreds of thousands of people tonight
Netanyahu
chanting to throw Netanyahu in jail.
Fuck yeah, dude. There's people protesting in the streets every single night over there going, you brought out the charges. Why is he still sitting in the chair? They want to know. They want to know. You got charges against him or not? If you got charges against him, go lock the motherfucker up. They're in the streets every day.
Civil war over there in Israel.
Yeah.
Well, another crazy thing, Iraq still hasn't stabilized their money. There's people here in this country with all those bills waiting to cash in, and they haven't done anything. There must be a reason behind that. They're waiting for Iran or something.
Well, you know, Iraq's not happy with us over there. They want us out, and we won't leave. And, you know, everybody's unhappy.
We're never going to leave Iraq. We're never, ever going to leave Iraq.
No, or Afghanistan.
Nope.
There's too much money to be made in both those places.
Right.
You know, the only one that's happy with us over in the Middle East is Israel.
Because we give them everything they fucking want, man, you know?
Yeah. We give them, what, $10 billion a year
30
for military aid.
30. Well, $10 billion for military, $30 billion just to give them $30 billion. Now, if you guys add it up, if you guys take the population of Israel and divide it by 30 billion, you realize that every fucking person in that country gets about $25,000 or $28,000 a year for nothing, just because the goyim over here give it to them.
You know, people wonder why we're $20 trillion in debt. Well, Israel's a big part of it.
Fucking A.
You know, and like I said, I support the country of Israel itself, not the government, not the Zionist regime, but the people. Everyday people.
Yeah. If they think they're God's chosen, I don't know. I'm not about that. But anyway, go ahead.
But you know, that's a big part of it. And why we pick that country out of all the countries in the world
because
to
we're
give
Babylon,
our money to,
dude. We're Babylon.
You know. Well, I think we're linked. Don't get me wrong, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like I said. You got was it?
Follow the money. Follow the money. That's all you got to do, man. You know, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and shit, they're all about the Israelites, or not the Israelites, sorry. My mind was going somewhere else. They're all about Israel and you know, whatever. So follow the money. They happen to reside in London now, but that's just an extension. That's just where all the banks are. We're the military, London's the banks, and then you have the Catholic Church over here, and then you got Israel. Okay, I'm done. Go ahead.
Well, it just shows you Israel gets a cut of everything we make.
Hell yeah. Tax the
You know, a lot of your congressmen are Jewish. A lot of your senators are Jewish. You got the biggest Jewish lobbyist over here that runs our government.
They're actually dual citizens, which is illegal.
Yep.
But nobody says anything about that either.
I guarantee you, Israel is behind the Q. Netanyahu and his little Secret Service guys are behind this Q. That's all I was trying to indicate when I was saying what I was saying. Guarantee it.
I don't know. No, that doesn't ring true to me. That Mossad's Q, no. Whoever Q is, well, I don't know, man. That could be, but I don't know, man. Now you got me thinking about that one. Now you got me. Okay, I'm shutting up. Sorry. Okay, here's the thing. Whoever Q is very tight with Trump because Trump tweets his shit out almost at the exact same time. You know what I mean? It's almost like sometimes Trump tweets it out before Q does, and sometimes Q tweets it out before Trump does. But or puts it on Reddit, not tweet. You know, Q doesn't tweet; he just puts the shit on Reddit. But anyway, so whoever it is, they're tight with Trump, and they know what he's doing on the inside, and they know that he's shaking the trees. So it could be Mossad. I don't know, man. I mean, the whole Jared Kushner and I don't know, man. Damn.
Well,
Why the hell did you have to bring that up, Vaughn? Now I got to go investigate that shit.
We know somebody ain't sitting there with one of those globe balls doing witchery.
Divination.
Okay, we know the reality to this, and we know what it is. It's some bunch of little geek Greeks. Geek Greeks? No, that's the wrong word. Geek Israel people. You know, the people that are behind all this special stuff, and they're creating this scenario. You know, it's called entertain the troops, entertain America. Let's just see how much we can stir up the internet and make everybody crazy as a bedbug by second guessing everything Trump's doing. Isn't this wonderful?
You know, we do that constantly. It doesn't matter if it's Trump in office or Obama in office or Clinton in office. I've been doing it for years and years and years. You know, it's not. Just because it's Trump doesn't make it any different. The only thing that makes it different right now is that we're in the end time. And that makes it a whole lot different. And we're right on the fucking doorstep of World War III. And that makes it a whole lot different. But as far as the collapse of the economy and knowing that everybody's being ruled by bankers and yeah, I've known that for a decade.
Yeah, it's getting closer. It's getting closer, and that's why they're playing this little catch-up game. I'm giving you a chance to
Katie bar the door now, brother. That you know, they don't give a shit. They're putting it right in everybody's fucking face. A week ago, Dave gave me that Illuminati thing for the fucking Taco Bell. That's like blatant, brother. That's right in your fucking face. They don't care anymore. They don't care.
No.
So we're right there at the end now. We're right at the end. That's my belief anyway. I think that I'm going to see this whole thing come to a screeching halt and bombs flying and shit everywhere on the planet before I die.
Well, I have one request that people are going to lose your mind. Please don't do it in the middle of winter. It's too damn cold.
This is when they'll kill the most fucking Americans, man. If they come over here and do the false flag EMP thing and shut a bunch of power grids down across the country while this cold snap's going through, there'll be people froze to their damn couches. So this would be easy. And, you know, we were talking about this last winter when all the crap was going on in Ukraine. All Putin's got to do is turn the gas off, and most of the people in Europe will freeze to death by the time this shit shakes out. Remember us saying that?
Yep.
Sure do. Well, I guarantee you somebody took note of that, didn't they? Let's put that down in the notebook. Let's try that little scenario.
It's, you know, they've been using weather as a weapon before they started geoengineering. You know, a lot of wars were planned around cold fronts and shit. Way back. So... nothing new under the sun, man. Nothing. Nothing new under the sun. All right. My little rant's over. Go ahead, David.
No, you know, it's just, you know, you see what's, like I said, what's happening in Iran is a big thing, man. A video just came out now of Iranian protesters burning police cars in the city of Rashid. They're burning police cars. They're burning everything, man. Like I said, in the upcoming hours here, it's going to get even worse.
When those tweets start coming out of Tehran, then you know
I think
shit's
they're just going to
serious.
start executing people on the streets. I mean, willy-nilly now.
They already did. Didn't they kill like 7 or 8 of them earlier today?
Well, only official report I've seen so far, and I've heard up to 5 earlier, but there's the only official report I've heard is they're saying 2 for sure.
2? Oh, okay.
But still, you know, it just shows that they're not scared to do it.
Nope.
Is it the masses that are pissed off at the government, or is it a handful of people trying to incite a civil war?
No, it's masses.
Yeah. There's people outnumbering the police. They're making the police run back up the streets. So
this one town already is completely under opposition control already.
Well, this is what happened in Egypt. You know, Egypt was able to stand up, and those people took their government back.
Well, you know that your big analysts are saying that this could easily drag Israel and Saudi Arabia in 2 seconds, man. Once this gets going, and you know the big thing with this is they're using the Syria scenario, but they're doing it at a more rapid pace.
Well, so if they destabilize the government in Iran, which leaves everything helter-skelter, that's perfect time for Israel and anybody else that wants to move in and take over the country and reorganize it.
What they're saying is you can see Iran give Hezbollah the heads up over there in South Lebanon. And, you know, Hezbollah has 100,000 rockets and missiles pointed at Israel right now over in southern Lebanon alone. Then they have even more on the Syria side since they've been over there fighting. But, you know, Israel would they say would be an estimate for 3 months straight. Israel would get hit with 1,200 rockets a day for 3 months straight if they go to another war with Hezbollah alone.
So we're talking about Iran right now would hit the push button to Syria. Syria would launch the missiles on Israel. Oh shit, that sounds like a good scenario. Did I say that?
And it's but it's so close, man. I mean, we're on the doorstep of it, Vaughn. Otherwise, I'd be laughing at what you're saying. You know what I mean? But we're so close to this right now. It's fucking scary.
Oh yeah, it could be any second now. That's the truth.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. You know, you got to find when I say something, there's a reason behind it.
Oh, I know.
This is so shocking. It's unnerving. Okay.
Yeah.
If people don't make the hair stand on the back of your head, we are that close to shit just going totally helter skelter.
But most of the people in this country don't even give a shit. You know what I mean? They're not going to give a shit until the bomb starts cracking here.
No, you know, there's 32 of us in this room that know. You know, that isn't anything. You know,
well, face it like this. If this goes down and does happen, you can forget about anything coming from China, any kind of export coming into this damn country, import, because there won't be anything to arrive because everything will be shut down. So the plentiful of America will cease to happen overnight. And believe me, you may not find the bullets, but you'll find starvation and everything else going on real quick.
That's 32 people listening to my voice right now. That's 1/1,000,000th of the population of the U.S. Now, I'm not saying that I want 100,000 subscribers or 1,000,000 subscribers or anything like that. I'm just saying, my channel's very, very, very tiny, and there aren't very many channels like mine out there that are trying to preach the truth. You know what I mean? I only got 160 some fucking subscribers, and there's only 30 of them listening to me right now live. So it's we're in the super minority.
Well, that's it. And, another thing we would collapse real fast. Like they said the first missile that hit Iran would shoot oil up to $250 to $300 a barrel instantly,
if not more. Yeah,
if not more.
$10 at the pump.
Yeah, $10 at the pump. Try that, guys. Try going to the pump instead of giving them $20. Give them $200.
Yeah,
and then you're talking, heating fuel for your home for people who use, heating fuel like me would jump up. I mean, it'd be insane. That's
everything because the trucking industry would take a huge fucking hit, man. Their fuel prices would go through the roof. So everything would go up in the grocery store. All your clothes would be more expensive. Everything. Because everything goes on a truck.
The longer the war would go, the trucking would completely stop.
Yeah. They can't afford it. They can't afford it. They're going to try to push that off to the consumer, and the consumer's going to be like, fuck that. So there you go.
Here's the thing. People got to realize how dangerous this is, because we're talking about stabilizing the world with this action, and who in the hell's behind it? And you guys
are banks.
Selected ones.
The banks are behind it.
Oh, yeah. Banks are behind it. And like I said, that I talked about on your show on Saturday night, how our defense, Secretary Mattis told our defense, and Trump even announced that our military is going dark off the coast of North Korea. We're no longer going to announce when the drills are going down.
They're not going to have their planes won't be squawking in the air. They're nothing. They'll probably turn off all kinds of electronic communications back and forth, except for emergency, contact or whatever, so that the boats are like a hole in the water, not giving off any kind of electronic signature, so that they can't be tracked. That's going dark.
Yep.
Going stealth. Total stealth.
And, so that could go off at any minute. Like I said, the elite have lit every spot there is to light. And like I said, as soon as this kicks off in North Korea and Iran, I know one thing for certain is Putin's going to blow through Ukraine like you wouldn't believe, and he's going to make a move right for the Baltics, right for Poland. It's going to be every country for themselves once this kicks off. China's going to do their thing. They're going to go for Taiwan right away. They're already flying planes over there, willy-nilly over there right now. They're just circling Taiwan, waiting for something to go down. They've got those South China Sea islands all militarized now with rockets on there and everything else, waiting for us to come storming in over there.
Yep.
They're ready to go. And like I said, you're going to have every country do their own thing.
Guam's
Russia
full
do
of military.
Thing, China do their thing, and America do their thing, and we're all going to be punching each other at the same time.
Guam's full of military from us now. Diego Garcia's full of military from us now again. It's yeah. They're setting the stage. It's like a game of chess, man. They're setting out all their pieces.
Well, China will take Hong Kong and then Japan. It'll take out all the little Asian islands and peninsulas over there. They get their hands on. They will scarf them up in a second.
Like I said, they want Taiwan so fucking bad, man. That'll be their first jump. Will be for Taiwan. They want Taiwan, and especially since Trump said that we're going to arm them. Obama wouldn't do it because Obama believed that if I do this, this is going to piss China off. Trump didn't care. He came in and said, I'll arm you.
Standing Stones, they said that North Korea can and will send an EMP. That's because they're planning an EMP attack, and they're going to blame it on North Korea. You know what I mean? If North Korea actually fires a missile with an EMP on it, it's because we allowed them to have it.
Yeah, they're going to have their 9/11. That's exactly what they're going to pull.
Yep. And he also said Ukraine is a must for Russia. Absolutely. He said Russia has it anyway, not why. Not sure why they have to do it like this. Get rid of the Western puppet. Yep, there you go. You answered your own question.
Well, especially, too, that Trump announced last week that he was going to arm Ukraine now with offensive weapons, with these anti-tank missiles. That Putin came right out and said, that's a red line, dude. You just crossed.
Yep. Not to mention that they've moved all their military right up on the fucking Russian border in Poland and every fucking place else.
And the deal is, Putin don't talk shit. I don't like Putin, but I'd say this. The guy don't talk shit. When he says something, he absolutely means it.
Yep.
Well, Putin's got a lot of allies still in Germany, and I guarantee you Germany will go down. It'll be a communist regime again.
Oh, most of Europe, once this war breaks out, is going to flock toward Russia. They don't trust us anymore.
Right. Russia's got all the fucking goods, man. They
You're
got all the goods.
Half the world go toward China, and the other half go toward Russia, and we're going to be waving our dick in the air.
Like we have been for the last 2 decades.
Yeah, paper tiger. We've alienated all of our allies now, except Israel. How's Israel going to save us when the shit hits the fan?
The only thing that's been keeping this country going since they dropped it off the gold standard is the fact that the dollar was tied to oil, and now that the rest of the world has figured a way around that, we're no longer relevant.
We're no longer exactly right, Jimmy, and that's our demise.
Yep. Talking too much shit, dude.
Back in the 70s, when they made that deal with Saudi Arabia to do the oil for dollar, the petrodollar, we were hurting back then. We almost crashed back then, and then I don't know which president it was, Nixon or Carter, one of them went to the Saudis and said, listen, let's work a deal here, man.
Mm-hmm. That was Reagan. Reagan took all exploratory drilling out of the United States and the Gulf and started going right to Saudi Arabia to get our oil. If you remember, because I remember paying 35 cents, I think as high as 60 cents a gallon for premium gas back during that time. And then Reagan made his move. And when he did, shit went bad real quick.
$1.50.
Real quick.
$1.60.
So
Yep.
we could have crashed back then, but they went to Saudi and they pulled us out, and we're still in debt. But now, without like I said, the dollar for oil is what keeps this country spinning in war.
Oh, it's coming to a grinding halt.
The deal is, you've got the BRICS now. You've got Iran and Russia trading goods for oil. You've got China doing the trading with the yuan. You've got the BRICS set up ready to go, and you got the IMF saying that they back the BRICS. So that says the IMF don't believe in the United States anymore. They're going right into the BRICS, throwing their backing behind it, and we're left out in the cold. There's no one left, man. I mean, the writing's on the wall. Trump wanted to isolate us. Well, he did what he was supposed to do. He isolated us.
Yeah.
He finished off what everybody else started. I'm not just blaming him. It's been passed down from each president to get to this point.
Yep.
Trump is just the president picked to pull the trigger.
Yeah, they think that he's going to be able to pull us out of a nationwide bankruptcy because he's got so much experience doing it.
Well, Reagan had Nixon had the Vietnam War, and as soon as he was out of office, Ford took over. You look at how things changed drastically. Okay, you had Ford, then you had the Peanut Boy, and then the old man Bush. I mean, things just went totally crazy, guys. I mean, it's no mystery where we're at today and how we are. And that's why this war is important, because they don't want to lose control of the dollar, or they do. I don't know. The only thing I can figure is they either want to eliminate a whole bunch of us and just eliminate population, or they've lost their minds.
Well, I tell you what, I've been doing this stuff online since 2007. And, and every year it looks like it's going to happen, and it doesn't. And they find some way to keep it going. But I will say this, honestly, since I've been doing this for 10 years now, going on 11, honestly, this scares me. This 2018 is the year that scared me, man, because there's too much shit happening at one time.
Yeah.
Too much shit happening at one time. I just don't see any more longer how they can keep this going anymore. I just don't. I try to sit and think of every fathomable way that they can keep this going another 5, and they can't. There's no way.
The only way they can do it is war. They can stretch that war out for what? How long we were in Iraq? A decade, 12 years, more.
Yeah.
And we're still fucking there, right? So yeah, this is when they run out of everything else, they take you to war. Who was it says that? Who is it that says that? The Trends
George
Journal.
Carlin said
No.
that.
Well, yeah, but who writes the Trends Journal?
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about there. That Italian dude.
Yeah. He lives out on the East Coast. Oh man, what the fuck is his name? Come on, chat room, help me out. Who writes the Trends Journal? That guy, he's famous for saying that. When they run out of everything else, they take you to war. When they can't take anything else from you, they take you to war.
Because we're at that point, I mean, the money has never been this close to a failure. I mean, seriously, this close.
Oh yeah.
Because the rest of the world hasn't really been on board with it. Now they are. So now we have to go to war to stabilize, because that's the only way they can see a way out of this.
Salente, Gerald Salente.
Yeah.
Thanks, SS. Appreciate you, man. Gerald Salente. I knew it would come to me too, eventually. All right. Watch out, Dan. I'm going to hit this add to call button up here at the top since you got your account back to you. So, Dan, if you're listening, look out. Here it comes. Oop. I'm going to try to get him added in here. Oh, maybe not. Well, no, if it's ringing over there, we'll see if he answers up.
No, I kind of sit on the sidelines, Dave. That's why I listen to you the times you come on with Jim here, because I get a thorough update on the reality without, filtering through you, and it gives me reassurance that there was no real reason up until this point. But when you started talking about Iran and what's going on in there and destabilizing their government and Syria, and then them turning against the American dollar. I mean, there's nowhere else to go. The avenue's done. It's got narrow. You either pass through it or you blow your way through it.
Yeah.
This is some breaking news coming out of Iran right now. It says protesters have destroyed police cars in the city of Rashid. The Bank Malay in Tehran has been burned to the ground by the protesters. Also in Tehran, protesters have removed banners of Qasem Soleimani, which is their big military leader.
What?
And it says, sadly, the regime could step it up and things could become bloody. It is likely the next 2 days, many of the clashes will deepen and violence will rise. The elites of Iran have yet to respond to the protests. So they've burned bank to the ground. They've burned cop cars to the ground. I know they've burned some military equipment.
Well, see, people got to understand, when you start talking about Iran and their population is not an old population compared to ours.
No, they said 80% of their population almost is under the age of 21.
And that's right, because the old people got killed between the Iraq and Iran war.
That's when I served in the military, was when they were fighting each other.
So we're dealing with a whole young bunch of people that are pissed off, and they will get things rock and rolling if they see it that way.
Oh, yeah. The CIA, the Mossad got to them and gave them a bunch of money and said, we got your backs. You all want freedom. We want you to have freedom. Go do this. Except we're using these protesters for our own gains.
SS wants to know where they came from. So where did these Iranian protests come from? Out of the ether, man.
Well, that's it. They had planned them a while back. There was for 3 days, and this was the third day. And this is as far as they were supposed to go. Well, they turned violent the very first day. And they only got more violent up all the way up until today, and they're going to get even more violent now, unfortunately, and it's going to get crazy. But, this is just like Libya. When all of a sudden the rebels were inside Libya and they were shoving a steel pin up Gaddafi's ass. It happened that fast.
Right.
We're back in the Israel and America specifically, and probably even Saudi is back in this.
I'll tell
Saudi's
you exactly
got
the way
money to
this.
throw at this.
Yeah, there's a complete description for this, for what the United States administration is doing. It's called being on the wrong side of history. When this all shakes out, we are going to be to blame.
Again.
Thank you, Vaughn. Yes. But this time, we're going to take down the rest of the world.
Oh, yeah, we're taking everything down with us. We see that we're falling, so we're going to take everybody else with us, or at least try to.
Yeah, they're going to suffer. You know what I mean? Russia and China and the BRICS associated, they might come through it, but they're not going to come through it unscathed. They're going to lose a lot of people in this war. They're going to suffer a lot of damage in this war. It's not going to be good for the whole world.
Oh, no. The Korean Peninsula, I think it's just going to be desolate.
Yeah.
Like I said, how many Ukrainians are going to die when Putin blows through there? You got all those NATO troops we've been rushing up to the Baltics for the past year. There's going to be a lot of fighting up there, man, because there's no border there.
This is, yeah.
You like I said, and you've got over there in the Asian theater, you got Japan, South Korea, you got North Korea, you got Australia sitting over there, you got New Zealand, you've got China, you've got Taiwan, Malaysia. You got all that over there. It's going to be a battleground. Then you go over to the Ukrainian side. You're going to have all of Europe. That's going to be a battleground. Then you go down the Middle East. That's going to be a battleground. All the way into frickin' parts of Africa.
There'll be bodies everywhere.
Everywhere. And then Venezuela will get drug into this too because we want their oil over there.
Well, there's none of
All
those
over
countries that actually have a standing army, so, there's going to be a walk through the park unless America's going to stand up, and I don't think we get enough troops to stand against them.
That's what I was talking to Dan about earlier, man. Our military is so thin and so tired. They're stretched out all over the freaking world, man. We got bases in 163 fucking countries. You know what I mean? We're going to be nothing. We're going to be a poof until we push the button and start dropping the big bombs. But we'll eventually run out of them, Our pilots are wore the fuck out, man. They've been flying all over God's creation for 15 years.
Well, we're 1,500 short of pilots.
Yeah.
They're trying to recall back pilots that retired.
Some of the guys that are pushing 70. They said they'll let them come back in up to 65.
Yep.
Fuck me. Fuck that.
You know what that is? That's digging for bodies that they should have replaced instead of gone totally electric. Somebody was really on the wrong fence of that one.
Yeah, and there'll be a draft again, and Trump will call it your patriotic duty.
And they'll draft women.
How are you going to train these pilots to be as good as they should be in a short period of time? They're going to be just like it was during the World War II. They throw these guys into untested planes and send them off to sacrifice until they get good enough at what the hell they're doing, and then the count changes. Well, see, that's the only advantage England had because they had tested pilots. And Germany had a hell of a lot of tested pilots. America didn't. Trust me, they didn't. It just didn't happen. Some of that shit, I don't even know how it got in the air and fought anything, but it did, And that was kind of a relic in itself. But the reality is, if we've let ourselves get demanned this quickly, this fast.
They thought they were going to be able to whip it all over to drones. And, hey, man, you never know. They might break them out of the woodwork, right? We've had this technology sitting on the shelf for a little while, and since we don't have anybody to fly the planes, we'll just have to see if it'll work. And it works great because DARPA's been investing all of our millions into it, So there might be that scenario too, right? Because when they initiate the draft, I'm sorry, Vaughn. When they initiate the draft, there's going to be a whole lot of people in this country that are going to go, "Fuck you." You dig? So
yeah,
they're going to be itching. They're going to be scratching for. They'll probably drop the draft down to 16. They'll probably start taking them at 16 years old. You can drive a car, you can fire a gun. Come on in.
No, if you can run a computer, if you can run any kind of game, you're in.
Oh, yeah.
Because they'll be bots operators. Those little bots that's got the identification, face identification. All they have to do is send the billions of those little sumbitches out, and they could probably do something with that.
That's what I mean. If DARPA unleashes this hidden technology, and we've had killer robots for about 10 years now. You guys need them? There you go. And it ain't going to be like the shit you see from. I'm sorry. Go ahead, David.
No, go. I was going to say some more breaking news. They were saying now that Tehran mayor's office has been set on fire by the protesters.
Oh, shit. What'd I just say 15 minutes ago? If we start seeing reports come out of Tehran, shit's going south quick. That's the capital of the motherfucker.
Yep.
And the mayor, that's big time.
His office has been set on fire.
Wow. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, happy New Year.
Telling you, 2018 to me is a scary year, man. For some reason, as long as I've been doing this 2018, it ain't shaping up. You know, you want to sit here and say, "Oh, everything's going to be fine and dandy," but I'm a realist, man.
That's why, I was saying on the last show, Cliff High says that this is going to be a booming year and everybody's going to get their debts resolved and blah, 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 blah. Well, it's probably going to be through World War. You might be seeing a rosy picture painted out 3 or 4 years after all the shit hits the fan. Because I don't think he's very accurate on his shit anymore.
Yeah, because you'll be getting food chips and the gas chips. That's what you'll be getting. It'll be like the tickets they got back during the Depression.
No, I'm going to say that I've said this a million times to the people that listen to my voice, man. I'm going to say it again. Don't you ever let them chip you. Now, I know the last show I held up my phone and I said, we're already chipped anyway. It doesn't make any difference. Eventually, they're going to come around with one that they want to put inside you, and they're going to tell you, you must have this in order for commerce to affect anything in your life. If you want to buy or sell, you must take this. Don't take it. Take the bullet. If you're saved, you know exactly what I'm saying. Take the bullet.
I'll amen to that, because you're doing it for Jesus Christ. You're not doing it for man and Satan.
If you're saved, it's not going to matter. You don't want to live where this is going. It'll be paradise on the other side of that bullet. But again, if you're saved, then you know that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. So there's that going for you too.
So let's talk about the cops killing that guy, man.
In Wichita? Yeah. I actually got video. I got video if you guys want to watch it. Boom. I think this has video with it. Wasn't there some video released?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Oh, nope. Sorry. It was video about something else. Sorry. Let me read just a clip of this in case somebody has been living under a rock for the last 48 hours and they haven't heard about this. Police in Wichita, Kansas. Hang on a second. Police in Wichita, Kansas shot and killed a man after being sent to a wrong address by a false report of a hostage situation known as a swatting. The hoax call reportedly resulted from a feud between two video gamers. The Wichita Police Department received a call Thursday of a domestic dispute in which the father had been shot and killed, and the shooter was holding his mother, sister, and brother hostage. That's what the police report was. Yeah, that's what they got on the phone. That was the information we were working off of, Deputy Police Chief Troy Livingston told the Wichita Eagle. When officers arrived to the 100 or 1000 block of McCormick Street, a man came to the front door. As he came to the front door, one of our officers discharged his weapon, Livingston said, and Andrew Finch, 28, died at the local hospital. He was unarmed, playing a video game. What gives sorry, go ahead.
It wasn't him, but these two gamers, my son, he's 17, he's into this game stuff, and he knows what goes on. He was explaining it to me. These two gamers got into a fight over a game of World of War or Call of Duty or something like that. Call of Duty. And there was a $1.50 bet made online between these two people playing online against each other, and some kind of argument ensued online between the two talking to each other, and the guy said, I'm going to send the cops to your house and have you killed. And the guy said, all right, here's my address, and gave him a fake address. And so the guy called the cops and through, hiding his phone number somehow, however they do it, and said, hey, there's a guy shot his father in the head. He's got his mom and his sister hostage at this address. You need to get the SWAT here immediately. And he told that to dispatch. So the dispatch went there. Cops knocked on the door. That 28-year-old guy answered, and they shot him in the chest and killed him. The guy they killed had nothing to do with these two guys. They didn't know who they were because that one guy made up an address and gave him this guy's address over in the same neighborhood. Okay. So this guy didn't even play video games that they shot in the chest. They knocked on his door. He answered it, and they blew him away. And then the cops, after they shot him and killed him, didn't call an ambulance right away, drug his family out, his mom, his dad, his brothers and sisters in handcuffs, while the guy's laying there dying in the front door. And his mom was just irate. I seen a video with her just freaking out, and I don't blame her. She's like, they didn't even call the cops for my boy.
I want to read a couple of quotes from her they got here on the RT article. This is his mother. Quote, "What gives the cops the right to open fire? Why didn't they give him the same warning they gave us? That cop murdered my son." That's Lisa Finch, the guy's mother. She described how her and her granddaughter had to step over Finch's lifeless body after the police ordered them out of the house barefoot and put them in handcuffs. This is in Wichita, Kansas, people. It was probably 20 fucking degrees outside. Yeah. They didn't call the ambulance until after he was dead, she added. The already tragic story received by a horrifying twist. It was established that police did not show up at the wrong address by mistake, but by design. More than a dozen people on Twitter said the police intervention was a result of a feud between two players on Call of Duty, a popular online shooter game, over a $1.50 wager, according to the Eagle. One of the players supposedly tried to call the police on the other. This is known as swatting, after SWAT, the acronym for Special Weapons and Tactics. The target of the swatting gave the other gamer a false address, which sent the police to Finch's home rather than his own. The gamers involved were identified by their Twitter handles, both of which have since been suspended. So they know who the little motherfuckers are, and I hope they got them in custody.
You know, that cop should get it for murder. Those kids should get it for fucking involuntary manslaughter. And, you know, that cop definitely needs to be
I said this on a couple of shows ago. Why are police officers not held to the same standards as a soldier? You do not fire your weapon unless you're being fired at.
Fucking coward cop is what it was.
Scaredy cop.
Yep. Dude had no right wearing a fucking badge. You probably just come from Iraq with PTSD. Who knows?
All tatted up like the dude that fucking assassinated the father in the hallway at the hotel. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Little tatted up douchebag.
Yep. You know, they still think they're in a war zone, man. They consider us enemy combatants.
Yeah, but the guy in Vegas or Denver or wherever the fuck he was that shot the father in the hallway, he wasn't any military dude. He was just a douchebag. Yep. All tatted up thinking he's a tough guy.
Well, you know, cops wonder why they're getting a bad name. This story here in Wichita pissed me off, man. I was like, that's fucked up, man. You just answer your door and get blasted.
The shooting is still being investigated.
Not guilty, man. The people should be hitting the streets if this cop gets found not guilty of murder.
They hit the streets for all kinds of guys that get choked out and you know what I mean. That dude in his daughter just died too. The guy in New York that got choked out for selling cigarettes.
Yeah, Garner.
Yeah, his daughter just died too of a heart something wrong with her heart, a enlarged heart or something. You know, whatever. This happens all the time. People just go, "Wow, man, that's fucked up," and then scroll to the next article. But here's the last deal on this. The shooting is still being investigated. The officer who opened fire has not been identified. It's not known whether the two gamers involved in the swatting have been detained either. So evidently they don't know yet. If they know their Twitter IDs, they know who the fuck they are, they need to be in prison.
That cop should be on death row.
Yeah.
I do. I believe that he should be executed for that. You know, he's held to a higher standard than a person on the streets.
If you're that fucking scared of doing your job, dude, go be a greeter at Walmart. It's my tax money paying your motherfucking salary. I don't feel like doing it no more. You're fired.
You know, you just can't imagine what that mother felt seeing her son laying there fucking. In 1 minute you're watching TV with your son, the next minute he's laying in a pool of blood because some fucking cowardly cop executed him.
Right.
I just got my blood pressure up when I read that story, man.
Oh,
I'm
I hear
like,
you, man.
no, I want to say good things about the cops, but when I read shit like this, man, it's just hard.
I feel you, man. I feel you. And this is
I
kind of
know
really,
there's good cops out there, but I tell you what, you're reading a lot of stories past couple years of these cops just pulling the trigger for no reason.
Yep. It started out being your pets, and now it's you. So, and this has been going on for years, man. This cat ain't the first.
No, he's not the first, man.
And then we're going into the fucking New Year's. There's going to be a lot more of them when we come back for the show after New Year's. And this is a really shitty story to end on, being that, New Year's is day after tomorrow. But anyway, that's how we're going to end the show because we're out of time. It's 2200. Got to go. Vaughn, I appreciate you coming on, brother. Happy New Year, man. I wish you nothing but the best in the next year, and I look forward to doing more shows with you. Dave, I wish you the same thing. I appreciate you both very much for coming on. Lance, I appreciate you too, man. I hope your shit gets squared away. Dan, next year, we're getting you on the show, dude. We're going to get you on the show. We're going to get that computer lined out. We're going to get your Skype lined out. I want to hear what you have to say so fucking bad. I'm so eager to talk to you almost face to face. So that excites me. I'm glad that the computer made it to you great and that you're having fun with it. That's awesome. All right. I'm getting ready to play the outro. Either one of you two want to say Happy New Year to everybody in the room?
Yeah, let me get in there. Happy New Year, guys. Thanks for listening to us. The short time I've been on the show and all year with Jim and Dave and the rest of the guys, Lori and Lance and Charles and RT and RJ, whatever it is, in England, all the guys, Hey, Happy New Year to all of you. And you guys stay safe and be careful answering the door. You never know who the hell's at the door.
Right. Dave?
Happy New Year, everybody. Hopefully 2018 will be a good year, man, but you got to be realistic at the same time.
Right.
Here's to good health to everybody.
And to you, brother. And to you.
That's been a tough year for me, man, but I'm still here.
Right.
I'll have my drink tomorrow night and celebrate still being here.
And I'll be online talking to you, chatting with you, and all that good shit. So,
God bless and Jesus loves you guys.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, guys. I'm playing the outro. See you later.
Take care.
Okie dokie. Got that done. And now I'm going to play the outro. Happy New Year, everybody. I appreciate you listening to my show. I look forward to doing a bunch of these next year, too. I actually upgraded my internet, and so it shouldn't be any kind of lag anymore at all. Everything's going to be a little bit better in the new year. I think I'm going to make some more shorter videos and stuff and put them out instead of just doing the live shows twice a week. So look forward to doing all that stuff, too. Maybe expanding things out a little bit. We'll see how it goes. As long as the war stays away. Love y'all. Happy New Year. Love, peace, and cookies.
When I was gone, you were still with me. When I was
like sands
Whoops.
through the hourglass.
This is the right
So
one.
are the days of our lives. So are the days of our lives. So are the days of our lives. Like sands through the hourglass. So are the days of our lives.
We live in historic times, and it's incredible to see what's unfolding before our eyes. So many lies, so much deception. I think we're nearing the end is what I'm guessing. But as a Christian, my faith is just strengthened. Wars and rumors of wars on the horizon. And if we have to walk on the path of the valley of death, we will fear no evil, because we know that there's a sequel to the greatest story ever told without an equal. And so we speak with one voice and one vision. We walk day to day in our faith and our mission. We are a sign of the times, and like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. You all know how how time flies. Said Christ will return like a thief in the night. Question is, are you ready for his coming? Are you prepared? Are you scared and running? What would you run from the one who made us, who loved us enough that he would die to save us? What would you ever turn your backs on the truth? Things you never questioned in the days of your youth. It's sad but true, there's no excuse to justify disbelief when we just refuse. And Romans 1:25 says it all. Instead of worshiping God, they worshipped all they saw. They loved material possessions, but they left them all behind at their burial procession. What's left behind is not a soul but a shadow. Think about it, where do you stand in this battle? Are you fearing God? You should be next to him without sin. All of us are guilty. There's no way we could be good enough. That's why Christ paid the price on the cross. Now that's love. Have you been rescued? Have you been saved? Have you been created after life from the grave? Ask yourself if you're ready for his coming. Are you prepared? Are you scared and running? Are you rescued? Are you saved? Have you been created after life from the grave? Tell me, friend, are you ready for his coming? Are you prepared? Are you scared and running? In the wilderness, are you hearing this? Have you repented for your sins and found forgiveness? Are you willing to give up what you call happiness? It's all really meaningless, we all die penniless. Ask yourself this, are you a witness? Are you doing your best to walk his footsteps? Are you seasoned with soul when you explain this? Unashamed to proclaim the name of Jesus. Not afraid to defend the defenseless, like red, white, and blue stands for liberty and justice. A supernatural tug of war between our free will and conscience, like a knock at a heart store. Will you walk the narrow path or the wide one? It may not be easy, but you know it's the right one. Every one of us must make this decision. This is a search for truth, not religion. In our selfish world where it's all about me, could it be that we forgot about we? Who believes anymore in humility, and that it might be better to give than to receive? In this world full of self-esteem, big hopes and dreams of being rich and having bling bling. You think money can fix everything? When you did, you're gonna take anything? Oh, what a shame if your name's been erased from the book of life because you tore out the page. Who's to blame for the choices you made? The only time that you praise when you wish for more things. What's the gain when your soul's been exchanged? A head full of pleasure, a heart full of pain. Have you been rescued? Have you been saved? Have you been created after life from the grave? Ask yourself if you're ready for his coming. Are you prepared? Are you scared and running? Are you rescued? Are you saved? Have you been created after life from the grave? Tell me, friend, are you ready for his coming? Are you prepared? Are you scared and running?